Set in the fictitious village of Highbury, Jane Austen's Emma is the story of a clever, albeit spoiled woman, Emma Woodhouse. Emma Woodhouse, 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 who lives with her father. Emma is not an instantly likable girl. At first glance, she seems rather selfish and arrogant. The world around her, however, caters to her whims and fancies for her most part, except one, Mr. Knightley, who's frank in his judgment and opinion of her. Written with deft humor, Emma explores the abrasive class in youth and the importance of maturity, discretion, and growing up. I love how this covers feel. Emma Woodhouse, handsome, clever, and rich, with a comfortable home and a happy disposition. Emma Woodhouse, handsome, clever, and rich, with a comfortable home and a happy disposition, seemed to unite some of the best blessings of existence, and had lived nearly 21 years in the world, with very little to distress or vex her. She was the youngest of the two daughters of a most affectionate, indulgent father, and had, in consequence of her sister's marriage, been mistress of his house from a very early period. Her mother had died too long ago for her to have more than an indistinct remembrance of her caresses, and her place had been supplied by an excellent woman as governess, who had fallen little short of a mother in affection. 16 years had Miss Taylor been in Mr. Woodhouse's family, less as a governess than a friend, very fond of both daughters, but particularly of Emma. Between them it was more the intimacy of sisters. Even before Miss Taylor had ceased to hold the nominal office of governments, the mildness of her temper had hardly allowed her to impose any restraint, and the shadow of authority being now long passed away, they had been living together as friend and friend, very mutually attached, and Emma doing just what she liked, highly esteeming Miss Taylor's judgment, but directed chiefly by her own. Next, the one and only Pride and Prejudice. is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. I think that's how it starts. Now, this one, I stopped reading it. I read half of it. A little bit more. But then I stopped it. I don't really remember why. But I think I should definitely reread it, like from the beginning. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. However little known the feelings of views of such a man might be on his first entering a neighborhood, this truth is so well fixed in the minds of the surrounding families that he is considered as the rightful property of someone or other of their daughters. "My dear Miss Bennet," said his lady to him one day, "have you heard? The Netherfield Park is let at last." Mr. Bennet replied that he had not. "But it is," returned she, "for Mrs. Long has just been here, and she told me all about it." Mr. Bennet made no answer. "Do you not want to know who has taken it?" cried his wife impatiently. "You want to tell me, and I have no objection to hearing it." This was invitation enough. "Why, my dear, you must know. Mrs. Long says that Netherfield is taken by a young man of large fortune from the north of England, that he came down on Monday in a chaise and four to see the place, and was so much delighted with it that he agreed with Mr. Morris immediately that he is to take possession before Michaelmas, and some of his servants are to be in the house by the end of next week. What is his name? Bingley. Is he married or single? I just realized that they're a little bit dusty. So, next we have Sedition and Other Tales. This book presents a bouquet of 3 lesser-known stories penned by Jane Austen. Sedition was written in the last month of Austen's life and was left unfinished at the time of her death in 1817, set in a seaside town. I need my glasses. is an amusing tale of hypochondriacs, mixed in with family drama and a whiff of romance. I don't know where are my glasses. Written as a series of letters, Lady Susan is a tale of a cunning coquette whose I cannot really read this, and this is, I don't know, but white having an orange background is horrible to read. I don't know. Written as a series of letters, Lady Susan is the tale of a cunning coquette whose... What the hell is... I think he's erasing. That's why I cannot see. I'm just gonna skip it. And well, there's another unfinished work. The Watsons follows the young and spirited Emma Watson as she wades through the shallow social pastime of husband hunting in search for true love. This one's from Sandation. A gentleman and a lady traveling from Tunbridge towards the part of the Sussex coast which lies between Hastings and Eastbourne, being introduced by business to quit the high road and attempt a very rough lane, were overturned in toiling up its long ascent, half rock, half sand. The accident happened just beyond the only gentleman's house near the lane, a house which their driver, on being first required to take that direction, had conceived to be necessarily their object, and had with most unwilling looks been constrained to pass by. This one's from Lady Susan. My dear brother, I can no longer refuse myself the pleasure of profiting by your kind invitation when we last departed of spending some weeks with you at Churchill, and therefore, if quite convenient to you and Mrs. Vernon to receive me at present, I shall hope within a few days to be introduced to a sister whom I have so long desired to be acquainted with. My kind friends here are most affectionately urgent with me to prolong my stay, but their hospitable and cheerful dispositions lead them too much into society for my present situation and state of mind, and I impatiently look forward to the hour when I shall be admitted into your delightful retirement. This fragment of the Watsons was written in Bath, on paper watermarked 1803. The work was put aside by Austen and was never finished. The first winter assembly in the town of D in Surrey was to be held on Tuesday, October 13th, and it was generally expected to be a very good one. A long list of county families was confidently run over as sure of attending, and sanguine hopes were entertained that the Osbornes themselves would be there. The others' invitation to the Watsons followed as a matter of course. The others were people of fortune who lived in the town and kept their coach. The Watsons inhabited a village about 3 miles distant, were poor and had no close carriage, and ever since there had been balls in the place. The former were accustomed to invite the laters to dress and sleep in the house on every monthly return throughout the winter. On the present occasion, as only two of Mr. Watson's children were at home, and one was always necessary as companion to himself, for he was sickly and had lost his wife. One only could profit by the kindness of the friends. Miss Emma Watson, who has very recently returned to her family from the care of an aunt who had brought it up, was to make her first public appearance in the neighborhood, and her eldest sister, whose delight in the ball was not lessened by the 10 years' enjoyment, had some merit in cheerfully undertaking to drive her and all her finery in an old chariot on an important morning. So that's it for today's video. I still have a few left to show, but I think I will do it in another video because I have like 4 left. But thanks so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video.